I'm Janice, and they've come to fill in my garden, and I've lived here for about 22 years. And the year before I bought the house, I went to on pond tours, and they had pond landscaping, so they had given a couple of classes on how to build a pond. And so I took those actually the year before I bought the house, because I wanted to have a pond in my yard if I ever bought a house. So then when I bought the house, I first in the back here built a pond. It was 12 feet by 8 feet by 3 feet deep. And I dug that by myself. This land is, after you get through the top, it's pretty sandy, so it's not real hard to dig. So, and then I put plastic down and landscaped around it with rocks, but it was too far from my veranda, so I decided to fill that in and then dig this pond over here. And although it's a lot in the shade, water lilies won't grow in it because it's too shady. That's the only thing I don't like about it. The other one I had water lilies in it, and but this is nice. I can sit on my deck and hear the water running and see it. So, and see birds come and wash or have baths in there or whatnot. So there's a couple of fish in here. Yeah, so some of the plants, normally the plants I take in the winter and then bring out in the spring. And that's a calla lily, and that's a canna lily. And I'm not really sure what these are. They're just pond plants that I bought at Early's to put in here. Some of them go to the bottom, like our winterized plants, so I can put them in pots and stick them in the bottom. The canna lilies and the calla lilies, they have to be brought in because they're not good in the winter out here. And then when I take out the plants and put the other ones down, I normally let the water out then and clean out all the trash that comes in there, because a lot of leaves come in there in the spring and stuff, but they all settle to the bottom, and the plants keep the pond clean. I have no filter in there. It's filtered by the plants. They eat out anything that the fish from the fish, or else the leaves go in there. They start composting, and then the plants just eat that for fertilizer. So that's what makes them grow, and it keeps the water clean. There's a pump that comes up here and lets the water run down the waterfall there. And that's not hard to put in. I just put it on the end of the pump and run it up there. It's not hidden that much, but it's as good as I can do it. So. Well, I guess the biggest thing is research first. Like I did go to those classes, and that was very helpful, and the people that had water gardens were really helpful. And then I bought a book on water gardening, and that was helpful. And I did it myself, so if you have two people, it's a lot easier, or if you get somebody to help you. My brother-in-law and sister made me this bridge. I had an old bridge here. It was pretty tattering and falling apart, and they decided that I needed a new bridge, so they made me a bridge to put on here. So that's the main feature of the water garden. Yeah, so the rest of my yard is just maintained the same way. It's like I didn't really get any landscaping. I just did it all myself. So yeah. Yeah, not much. Yeah, I'm 76 now, so it's just hard to maintain it on my own. So yeah, the back part is pretty getting overrun with plants and stuff. It still looks nice, but it's hard to keep up the work, and I don't do much out here, but to change it around or do any more landscaping or anything, it's just about too much to do. So I'm glad I got it done when I was a little younger. And now it is just keeping it up, and I don't find it that hard.